Today we are going to transform this workspace and actually make a workbench. As you can see, I just have my toolboxes. There's no hard table or workspace on the top. So we're going to build the world's greatest workbench. Maybe not the world's greatest, but a pretty awesome one, and of course it will be on a budget. Let's do it. That's going to work perfect.
That's going to work perfect.
See that line? That makes a straight edge. The worktop will be made out of a 2x6x8 prime number 2, and then the legs on the front side will simply be made out of a 2x4, and we're just going to 90-degree two of those, make the front legs, and we'll attach the back of the workbench to the back wall with a ledger board. Today's goal is to get the top on a piece of level concrete, get it all glued and screwed up, and let that sit overnight. The easiest thing I think about this workbench build is going to be, once we have the top done, we're going to place it in position where we want it, and then we'll just build some legs. Very simple and easy, budget-friendly design. What I'm doing here is going through the lumber to make sure that we pick the best and smoothest surface of each board to face the top of the bench. So once I do find that, I'm gonna flip the board over and lay it upside down. That way when I transfer it to the floor, lay it out in the same fashion, that way the top will be facing down, because all the screws and attachment points will be from the bottom side. And so I'm running 4 of these 2x6s stacked together. These are the seams we're gonna glue. And then on the back of the bench that's gonna sit on top of the ledger board, I am kicking one 2x6 vertical, and this will just be kind of like a backstop on the work table, and then that way I can maybe drill some holes up here and keep some, like, you know, accessible bits that I use a lot. Probably one of the most valuable shop tools I have, especially if you do a lot of wood building stuff in the shop, is a Craig jig kit. Now this is one of the first ones that came out. I've had this thing forever, and what it does, it creates pocket holes where you can attach and glue 2 seams of wood together. Now it goes off the thickness of the wood, and it will actually drill a hole on one board going almost all the way through and create a nice hole to send a screw through one board, and it'll actually grab the other one, squeeze it together, and then you will still be left with a smooth surface on top. You can clamp it to the side of the board, and that is why I drew these lines right here and then had circles on every other side. That way I know I'm going to clamp it on this side, and I will drill through this way, and then it will leave a nice pocket hole to attach these 2 boards together. All right, the top is dried up. It came out perfect. This is pretty much exactly how we're gonna mount it, right on top of this toolbox. So I'm gonna build a corner leg on this side, and then a corner leg on this side to stand and hold the front. And then I'll be able to store stuff underneath, like my roll cart and any other tools, maybe a shop vac. It'll just give me some additional storage here and really make this top of my toolbox a workable space. So to mount this thing on the wall, I'm gonna keep it so simple. So what I'm gonna do is attach my ledger board to the back of this wall. And the most important thing, I'm gonna try and hit these wall studs that come down, these aluminum studs. And then when I attach it, I'll at least get 2 of these wall studs through the ledger board with some metal to wood screws. And then that should hold it up pretty good. Okay, do you think that will work out perfect?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I think so.
You gotta look at the camera. You say that's your job, right? Say, that's gonna work perfect.
That's gonna work perfect. And we're gonna put it right there, and we're gonna put the screws in the wall, and let's have that, and then we did it.
All right, I think it's gonna do it. Let's do it. All right. Good. All right, we want to go on this back side because it's straight. You see how you just barely set it back there?
Yeah.
And look, right here, look at here.
Yeah.
See that line? That makes a straight edge, and then that's what we'll cut with, okay?
Straight edge.
Straight edge. How does that look?
It's there now.
Good?
I pressed it down.
All right, so that should hold the back of the bench, and then it should sit right on top of the toolbox, and then we'll just make our front corner legs. Maybe just want to get a couple dabbles down there.
Not bad.
Like that. Good job.
I did.
Good job. Perfect. You get one more. Yeah, right where that one is.
Hi. Okay. Hi.
Whoa. Perfect, dude.
All
Alright. Up. Get it where it needs to go. Only thing that's gonna be hard is getting this box in there. She's close.
Guys, that will hold it.
That worked out perfectly. Majority of the weight is on the toolbox. Now we're just gonna make some extensions coming off the sides and then attach them to the front legs on each corner. And then the center should be held up perfectly by the toolbox. And this will allow me to pull the box out if needed and kind of adjust this workbench. It won't be so much of a permanent location. All right, front legs. All right, guys, the workbench is complete. Is it the world's best workbench? Probably not, but is it the world's best budget bench you can build? I believe so. All right, material list and cost breakdown. We use 2x6x8s for the top and the backsplash piece. We use 5 of those. We also use 2x4x8s for the front legs, the ledger board in the back, and the side support pieces, and we use 4 of those. My total cost for lumber comes in at $57.25. That is without tax. That's different for everybody's area. And then I threw in $20 for hardware estimation costs. This is not including the Craig jig. I did purchase the Craig jig a long time ago. If you don't have one of those, I highly recommend buying one. It is a great investment for doing lumber work. With all that being said, we came to a total of $80 for this workbench. I think it's a great investment. It came out great the way it is now, and it came out perfectly for our shop and our needs. And it's kind of a semi-permanent thing, and we can always pull it in and out if we need to move it. I hope you guys enjoyed that project as much as I did. Now get out there and build yourself one. God bless as always, and we will see you next week for another project.